I'm a fighter, always have been. In the ring and in business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really find my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata Systems shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
What's up, guys? Another movie talk week. We got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about The Mummy 4. Brendan Fraser returns. Ryan Coogler's working on the X-Files reboot, which actually looks pretty cool. But let's first introduce the team from DC Unboxed. Dave, DC Clary. What's up, Dave?
What's up? I want to believe.
You want to believe. Of course, and from the writer's room himself, screenwriter Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Rob?
What's going on? The truth is always out there.
That's right. The truth is always on. So first, guys, I know we got to see Predator Badlands that came out actually, and the reviews have been pretty well. I saw it actually a little bit earlier from a preview, and it was phenomenal. It was really fun, and everyone is saying that there is another one coming, and that they were in talks with Arnold to bring back Dutch on screen. That's the newest talk. What's going on today? So let's start off. Maybe Rob. You saw it over the weekend, I guess. That's when you saw it. Tell me, what did you think of Predator Badlands?
First of all, I mean, the first thing I got to say is that I actually love this movie. I had such a great time watching this thing out. I went in there, I saw the trailer. I knew what it was, going to be mostly about. And but I just really didn't have any expectations because, I wanted to really be surprised. And I really got surprised with this movie. First of all, Dan Trachtenberg, I was a fan before, but I am a huge fan now because this movie, it really swung for the fences with like something completely new. It actually added to the lore of the predators. Like now there's an actual name for the species. There's a planet that we can actually say this is where they are, this is where they come from, this is how they do things. And then how it just dropping a predator in a world that's just made to kill anything. I mean, just the action. Anyone that sees the movie, I highly recommend watching it in RPX because the sound effects in this movie is just every single bone crunching hit. It's part of the experience. I just had such a great time, and the way this is kind of woven into a sort of like, a Jace Alien versus Predator type of movie. It's fantastic, man. And I recommend it to anybody to go watch it.
Yeah, we could talk spoilers if you want, but Dave, maybe you saw it. What did you think about it?
I thought it was great. It was a lot more fun than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, when you hear we're going to have a PG-13 rating, but yet, excuse me, it still is like action-packed and I'll say bloody only because there's no people killed in it. It's all droids. It's all artificial people. So that was an interesting way around that. I also do like it still ties into the overarching universe, but without shoehorning aliens in there. I thought the Weyland-Yutani connection was just enough. But as I understand it, this takes place after Alien 4.
Yeah, I think
this is like way far in the future. But as we saw in the animated Predator, that both Dutch and Harrigan have been in like a stasis. So anything's really possible. Listen, give us a good story, it'd be great. But to Rob's point, yeah, like Sound design was great. Everything, it hit on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Much like you didn't really know what to expect, kind of with Prey, and when you were done, you're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna watch that again."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was projected to open at 25 million, but it went way over that. 40 million, 80 the total. I think it was 40 million domestic, and then another 40 million international. So it's over 80, and it became the highest grossest Predator movie, opening. And I didn't realize that. But that's
Yeah.
what they
Yeah,
did.
it's well deserved. Honestly, they you could tell like, Dan Trachtenberg and his team, they love this franchise, and they didn't do anything to like basically, like poo poo anything that happened in the past, and then, if anything, to celebrate it. And again, the fact that they actually added something new to the franchise. We're in the age where like we're doing remakes, reimaginings, reboots, whatever you want to call them. Fine, but don't give us the retreads. This is the perfect example. Like if you're gonna go continue on with a franchise that's as popular as Predator is,
Mm-hmm.
give us something more. Give us real in-depth stuff that we could take away from. Because really, this movie, the rewatchability of this thing is amazing. I'm definitely gonna watch this thing a few times.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually going to watch it too. And then the mother for the sequel, the mother coming in at the end. I think that's
A
going to
mother
be
Predator.
Well, I think it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, what was the main character's name?"
Dak.
Dak,
Yeah. So
Dak of the Junta.
he looks different. Like his dreads are different. And granted, he's supposed to be small. He's supposed to be the runt.
Yeah.
You're not mad at me. You're mad at your father type stuff.
Yeah, it explained everything well, and a nice little twist and everything. And look, really, it's just like everything was great in that whole movie. I love
But
it.
everyone's like, "Oh, it's not 87," which is, if you think about the best Predator movies that there have been, right? Obviously, the first one.
Mhm.
I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and say Predators was definitely up there as one of the best ones. And then Prey is this. So really the best Predator movies are the ones veering away from the thing that everybody wants from 87.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So
100%. Now,
I
my thing,
like where it's going.
yeah,
Yes.
I was going to say
Something different.
the first Predator movie with Arnold. Actually, I think that was more of an Arnold movie. If you think about it, that was an Arnold movie.
Yeah.
Because it was just like one of his movies. Predators then started taking off, Predator 2 and everything. And now this movie, I think that's why I put that a little bit higher than the first Predator with Arnold, just because I think that was a Arnold movie,
Predator 2 sets up so much. They give him all the different modes of vision, right?
Yep.
He gets Spear in that he also had in, I think, the Dark Horse comics maybe at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You see the spaceship, and then that's where we actually get the confirmation that the aliens exist in the same universe. Like Predator 2, I think is still a fun movie. It's a solid entry. I just think that actually establishes a lot more of what we know and love about the character than the first one.
Yeah, I think so.
He got the Racer disc. He got all the cool stuff in that one.
Yep, 100%. He did. He had all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And in some of these Comic Cons, I love when these guys dressed up as Predator. You ever see those?
Oh, some of them are really good.
Some of them are really tremendous, man. Really tremendous.
I was gonna say, Rob's so entranced, he froze.
Oh, this is me. You guys froze.
Okay. I didn't know. We thought you froze.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool.
No big deal. All right. We're going to go to the next topic, actually, which is Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars as it is. And apparently Disney was supposed to make the Hunt for Ben Solo movie, and that was supposed to be the thing. And Star Wars fans, of course, when they heard about this, were like, oh, wow, same thing like Justice Snyder cut, went kind of ape shit, and now they want to see this done. Look, I this, let it die. The Hunt for Ben Solo, let it die. Let's leave it alone. Let's move on. But this is where we are, and this is where the fans are. Dave, did you think about anything about this with the Hunt for Ben Solo?
No, because it's like every other Star Wars thing currently.
Yep.
Everybody's so excited for the new thing, and when it comes out, they hate that it's not the old thing.
Yes.
And I feel like they really just need to let it chill for a little while, for like 3 to 5 years. Stop trying to capitalize on these outlandish stories that it's hard to say to find something that the Star Wars fans are going to care about, because we're so far removed from the original movies, and you can't really do anything with those characters anymore.
Yeah.
unless you go back to the beginning, like Rogue One,
Mm-hmm.
or do something that was in between the original trilogy, but there wasn't that much time in between those movies. So I think they just need to stop trying to like swing for the fences and bring all the Star Wars fans back and just like let it just marinate in the background for a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. Rob, what about you with the Hunt for Ben Solo movie, possibly?
This is like, I'm glad we brought this up because it really, for me, kind of like solidifies my take on Star Wars as a whole. And this is coming from, I'm still a fan, but I'm just not as a big a fan as I was once upon a time. I just think that the moment they started to explain everything in the saga and everything Star Wars, that's when everything just went downhill. Because part of the magic of those movies, of the original trilogy, and in some cases with the prequels as well, is that there was still a sense of like awe and magic and like things like you didn't need to know everything, okay? Because that was just part of the thing. It was just like this is a galaxy far, far away. There's gonna be a bunch of things that we're not just gonna get, but there's a lore, there's a myth to it, all that stuff. But now that they just dropped the curtain and they show you everything that happened in between, that's why it feels so just like we're just so over it. And I was reading a little bit about this with the whole script that actually was turned in, and how it actually is after the rise of Skywalker, which Ben Solo died.
Yeah.
So evidently in this script, they go and try and find him, like where, like in the Force. Are you not gonna bring back somebody from the Force alive? Is that where we're gonna go now? I mean, they're just making stuff up as they go now. It's like they're not sticking to any conviction on this franchise, and that's why it feels like they're just throwing crap at the wall to see if it sticks. It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, if they brought back Emperor Palpatine, they could bring back anyone, but like
Yeah,
that last movie, they just wrote in anything they could, give Chewie a medal, do anything that was the fans kind of wanted.
yeah,
But I think they should let this die. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. My best Luke Skywalker was the one John Favreau put on in The Mandalorian. I wish I
yeah.
could have seen a movie like that. That was really cool, but we got what we got. So I think it's gonna die. Hopefully, I know Adam Driver said he wasn't too interested in coming back, but he said maybe if the money was right. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
Who
well,
knows?
money. Yeah,
Because I know a couple people weren't too happy working with Disney.
Adam Driver he's just a better actor than what they're going to give him.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that 100%.
100%. All right, guys, all you Star Wars fans, we'll wait and see for that happening. The next thing we want to talk about, I know the subject came on, was Ryan Coogler. And I love the X-Men Files when it was on TV. Love the show. It's a great show. They actually handed it off to Ryan Coogler, and it looks like that Ryan Coogler is going to take the X-Files reboot. Finally, he's going to get made probably. Now, Mulder and Scully are not going to be part of it, and they're going to be possible cameos. That's what he was talking about. Dave, you're the X-Files guy, I think. You love the X-Files.
I have the entire season on DVD. I've watched them multiple times. I have this. I'm going to get it. I've got this amazing book.
Nice.
Now.
It's all supplemental stuff. So it's got like all the case files and pictures and evidence from the entire series. It's really cool. So I'd like to see what Coogler's going to do with it. And even though he's an established filmmaker with a good track record, the X-Files kind of existed best in the time that it was in its heyday. And some of that has to do with just the way that the internet and phones have evolved, because they tried to play into that in the I don't say the reboot seasons, but seasons 10 and 11 that all came out in the last decade. They were good and they were entertaining, and Duchovny and Anderson still have what made them such great characters. But just the way the world has changed made it hard for those stories to kind of stick the way some of the old ones did. There's just a very different kind of creepy monster of the week nostalgia from the original series that I think is hard to replicate. And I think one of the best opportunities they had for some type of spinoff or the way for it to keep going was to keep Doggett and Reyes, the Robert Patrick and Annabeth Gish characters going.
Mhm.
The later half of the series run.
Mm.
I would definitely watch this, but like if it's not good, I'm going to be so sad.
Yeah. Did you like the movie?
I thought the first movie was fantastic. The first movie is a standalone season.
Yes.
It's amazing what it did because it bridged the gap between seasons 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
5 ends on a cliffhanger. You see everything that happens in between that, and then really you can even start watching from season 6 and still not really have had to seen anything before that, and you can kind of get into it. So, and the second movie was fine. It was just good to see our characters again.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly different kind of X-Files story, but it was all right. I mean, I would watch. I could watch it today and not be disappointed the way I was back then because I was hoping it was going to turn into something that just didn't happen.
Ryan Coogler's a hell of a director, so if he can do it, it would be him. Rob, what do you think about this possibly happening? I know it's a lot of movement.
So it's a lot of happening. So this is my take is going to come from a different angle. I enjoyed the X Files when it was on air, and but I'm not as in tune as Dave is. But with this particular project, with Ryan Coogler attached to it, the for me, my perspective, and just thinking back to the series, if there's anyone that's going to be equipped to reimagine X Files, it's going to be Ryan Coogler. I think
Mhm.
when this is presented to the masses, the real star of this thing is going to be Ryan Coogler because he to me has shown that he could take something as far as like just concept that's been done over and over again, create a story and make it feel original. And you don't have to look that far. Just look back at his last movie, Sinners. A vampire movie that when you see it, it's probably one of the more original vampire movies you've seen in a long time. And I just think he has the vision and the chops to do it. The fact that this is something that he actually really wants to do, I'm taking it that as that he's a fan
Mhm.
of what came before, and he has ideas. So, and if that's the case, I'm more than open to seeing an X Files without Mulder and Scully. I mean, granted, the cameos will be awesome because who doesn't like cameos nowadays?
Mhm.
But to establish a new something for the new generation to reacquaint themselves with X Files and maybe have some a new Mulder and Scully to kind of take us through that journey. And again, Dave mentioned something. The back in the day, those every single episode seemed like it was just so new and creative that you're gonna need to have somebody with a really wild imagination to like add to that to this project. I think Ryan Coogler's up for it. So Ryan Coogler plus X Files. That's my selling point there.
Mhm. They asked Dave Duchovny if he would, and he said he'd absolutely love to come back and just do a cameo. He said he'd love to do it. He said that was his favorite time of his life doing that show. He said so.
Because
He's
he's
really
a
young.
massive star, and he held the fate of that series in the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
Season 7 when he started doing I'm changing nothing against it. I think they pivoted the best they could given what he was giving them. And
Yeah.
I still thought the series was fine up until the end. I know a lot of people go, oh, it was this, it was that. But if you go back and watch the later seasons with Robert Patrick taking over, I thought I'm like, this show could go on a lot further than they let it go on. But
Yeah.
is he trying to reboot it, or is he trying to is this supposed to be a continuation?
I don't know. They said he said a reboot with some new characters, but I don't know anything else about the story. Just that he said cameos were on the table.
Because
So,
if you have cameos, then it's got at least there has to be some kind of canon, and that becomes difficult if there's no connective tissue. Like I will go back to Ghostbusters, right? So the Ghostbusters are continuing to move forward, but Zedmore is bankrolling the whole thing, and there is
Yeah.
still some of that original DNA there. So if
Yeah.
you're going to go forward, you either have to have somehow whoever these new agents are go into Mulder's old office that's maybe remained untouched, or
Mhm.
Skinner still has to be at the FBI, or something that ties it to the
Yeah.
original in some way. But if you
Mhm.
want to just reboot it and start from scratch, that might be the better idea.
Mhm.
It will lower the expectations of the people who are like, oh, X Files is back.
Mhm.
Right.
'Cause that was appointment television. Like
Yeah.
it was Friday nights, and then it was not a good time slot because that was like the time everyone would go out. Then it was Sunday at like 9 o'clock, and
Right.
I remember I was like, It was like 8:45. Like, everybody shut up and get away from the TV.
Yeah.
If you missed it, you were asked out for another couple months until
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
reran
No,
the
and it's legit. It was like, this is, you gotta really think back. This is way back before really
93.
internet, way back before any type of like really social media connections that we have, where everything is spoiled literally 2 seconds after it's announced. I mean, it's true. You had to be there that night to see it, and God help you if you missed it, because then the next day the spoilers are coming from your friends. So, but that no, but just one thing to the point. I am open to that, and that's the thing I didn't catch. Is this a series that he's looking to do, or is this going to be an actual movie project? Because
I don't know.
depending on which one it is,
I thought it was a movie, but who knows?
that's what
Could
I
be a
thought too. Don't be surprised that Michael B. Jordan is attached to this thing, because that's kind of like his muse.
Yeah, 1993 is when it first came out. That's
Yeah,
a long time. And it was 11 seasons, I think. Yeah, long time. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But there is movement on it. So Ryan Coogler's behind it. So let's see where it goes.
I would really love to see someone take a swing at Millennium.
Ooh,
That was the spinoff
ooh,
with Lance Henriksen.
right, yeah.
Only got 3 seasons. I thought the first season was phenomenal. The second season had more of the crew from X-Files, like Frank Spotnitz and I forget some of but also don't forget, if you look at the crew of the X-Files, a lot of those guys went on to do some banging work in TV and film. Like, they kind of made their names in the X-Files.
Yeah, except David Duchovny really didn't do much after.
No, not really. But Californication was
Californication was hot first. It was good for a hot second.
very
What
good.
about Gillian Anderson? She didn't do a lot either, though.
She did a lot of stuff that was under the radar. I thought she was
Okay.
great in Sex Education on Netflix.
Mhm.
I know she was in The Unfortunate Mess That Tron Ares is, and she's been in some other things as well.
Okay. Well, we'll wait and see. It's moving, so we'll have to see what happens with Ryan Coogler. All right. The next one is the big news of the week, actually, and that is, I'm a big fan of The Mummy, and now it's official, man. Brendan Fraser is returning in his role with Rachel Weisz returning for the 4th Mummy movie, and that is going to happen now. It is reported. I was a huge Mummy fan. I loved it, and then I loved Brendan Fraser in the '90s. He was all over, man. He was in the Bedazzled, was a great movie. Funny. Every movie he was all over the place. And then he left. Obviously, there were some issues, and and then The Whale, I think, was his first role back when he was that movie when he won an Oscar for. But Dave, what do you think about Brendan returning as the Mummy?
Well, as an actor, I'm sure he still has the chops.
Yep.
I remember what he looked like in The Whale, and I also remember what Rachel Weisz looked like in Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They're gonna be the Mummy. They're gonna be the Mummy.
But like, let's go back to what The Mummy was. Like, The Mummy was almost a better Indiana Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that movie was fantastic and still holds up. And I think the 2 was fine. Diminishing returns kind of after that, and it's a shame that Brendan Fraser just suffered a lot of like physical injuries during the making of those. So I know that was one of the reasons he kind of faded away after that, which is unfortunate. I think this could be fantastic, especially if you don't. I'm not really sure where they could go with it, but as long as you don't try to make it another adventure story, because if they're going to give it the timeline that it has, like the distance in between, I'm up for it. We just not expect to see Rick O'Connell doing Rick O'Connell things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he's moving like he used to. That's for sure.
I mean, listen, I bought Harrison Ford in the last Indiana Jones, so like it's possible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely possible. Yeah.
Rob, what about you? What do you think about The Mummy 4?
Well, first, I'm excited because I'm like you. I still am a big fan of that Mummy series. Starting with the first one, and this is that franchise to me was one of those rare franchises that if you don't have Brendan Fraser, Fraser as Rick O'Connell, and you don't have Rachel Weisz, if you don't have those characters, those actors playing those characters, it doesn't work. Those characters made the movie made those movies a lot, at least for me. Their chemistry, their on-screen presence, it's just you were captivated by them. Everything else, all the stories were fun, and they were fun stories to follow. But those characters, those actors, really made it for me. And so that's why if Mummy 4 was ever going to be a thing, they had to start with Brendan. They had to bring him back. They had to bring back Rachel. Hopefully they could bring back most of the cast, with her brother coming back as well. Obviously, the son, has to be some kind of like involvement with this as well. And as long as they don't take away that whoever directs this thing allows these actors to really rediscover that chemistry, and it shows that on the screen, the movie's going to work. It's going to work because they did it three or four other times, and it works. So as long as they have room to become those characters again organically, it's going to be a fun ride.
Any chance The Rock returns as a Scorpion King?
I hope not.
Oh, not with the same CGI stuff that they had.
Yeah, that was.
We can listen. We can look at the original the original film series and be like, "Wow, it was amazing."
Yeah.
And then we could also be like, "Wow, they gave us the Scorpion King," and that kind of like that really is kind of what started his movie career.
Yeah, that was. That's what
that was his first gig.
First gig. So I think that would be something if he came back and said, "Hey, I'll do a little favor and come back." But
and listen, Thor can't be any worse than Tom Cruise's Mummy.
Yes, I was just going to bring.
Oh God,
there was that. That was the MonsterVerse they tried to do, correct?
Yeah, and listen, great idea. I just it was the execute. I don't know what it was. Yeah, but how many times did Tom Cruise has had a food stinker?
Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of
like recent, like in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. I don't think he knows what happened in that movie.
All right. Well, all right, guys. We'll see about the Mummy 4, Brendan Fraser. We're all looking forward to it. So let's take a quick break here from our sponsor.
The code never changes. That's why Straight Outta Jersey has partnered up with the Cosa Nostra brand. Not just a name, but a code you will wear on your chest. From the streets to the mic, we carry the same message. Respect is earned. Loyalty is everything. And silence is sacred.
All right, guys, we got some fan questions come in. And last week we had one from this guy named Bruce from New York. And sure enough, he sent me another email, and I thought it was really funny too. And this one is directed right at Dave again. All right, guys, you ready for this one? Here come the fan questions.
Go.
Here we go. Bruce from New York. Thank you guys for reading my question. I enjoy the show. Hey, DC, I know your collectible segment. Do you collect any spores, molds, or fungus?
Only if I don't get to washing the dishes in time.
Oh man, I like this guy.
Yeah. He should definitely. I hope he gives me another good one next week.
Yes,
that's pretty funny. All right. Here's the next question here, and there's another actually Ghost one. Robert T from New Milford, New Jersey says, "Hey DC, if a new Ghostbuster film happens following Frozen Empire, would you be opposed to the female crew from another movie involved?"
Cool. This is touchy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed. I wouldn't be. So all those actresses are all very talented in their own rights, and I think, Kate McKinnon. I think she's hilarious, and McCarthy is great, and Wig is. They're all funny in their different ways. Like they all kind of need their own lane. They don't all work really well together when they're kind of doing like Bridesmaids worked well because I think the personalities were so vastly different. They weren't all trying to do endless riffs. And, the first, like Egon was the smart one and his dryness was what made him funny. Ray was the enthusiastic one. And you were just like, yeah, I'm here because this guy is who he is. And Venture was the wise guy. And Winston was supposed to be like, the audience looking in. They all had very, very specific roles, and not everyone was the same level of funny. Whereas in the 2016 movie, everyone's the funny one, everyone's riffing, and it's like going too long. That's not really their fault. So yep. I don't know if they would actually work in like the Reitman verse, right? I don't know if they work. I'd be okay to see it. but I'd also be fine if they just like look at it, Extreme Ghostbusters, if you guys remember that in like 96, 97. They had a dude who was a Ghostbuster in a wheelchair, and like no one said anything about it. Like it was just totally normal. Like you can do things. You can do things with this. So I would, if they were going to go that route, I'd rather just see them have new recruits, or just give the guys in the tech lab just upgraded roles and kind of bring them into the action, and then bring in like a new round of scientists in. Like I would like to know more about Winston's company to see where he's put, like, one, how much money does this guy really have, and how is he attracting some of these scientists and people to work in the Ghost Lab?
Yeah, Winston's came a long way, because he was making only 11.5, I think.
Yep,
11.5. When it first goes through, it was 11.5 a year. That's not a lot.
Nope.
All right, well, let's see. Next question here. Frank M from New York. He says, "What makes more money, Avengers Doomsday or Spider-Man Brand New Day?"
Oof.
What do you think, Rob? What do you think of this?
Wow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, man, I want to say, I mean, the answer you would think is Avengers Doomsday.
Yep.
And that's probably the case, but I just wonder how much, equity like Disney has lost, Marvel has lost over this latest phase with the multiverse saga. You know, it's like it was all supposed to be leading to something, obviously leading to Doomsday, but honestly, we didn't even get Doctor Doom as like the big baddie to the tail end of this phase. So, and I think if the fans feel like it felt like this has been shoehorned, into these Avengers movies. So is that going to be a detraction to this Avengers movie? Probably not, but I'm not sure. There's something that, fans nowadays, they take this stuff seriously. Like, don't treat us as like, oh, they'll know, they'll just take anything we give them. No, that's not the case. We want quality stuff. And just the way everything's been set up with Avengers Doomsday, it's been kind of like really a hodgepodge. Whereas in Spider-Man, we're just coming off the heels of No Way Home. And, Tom Holland, to me, is still a very popular Spider-Man. And he's, I don't think the craze of him has worn off that much. And as long as they don't, lack of best expression, screw the pooch with all these characters coming into the actual movie and stuff, it should still be a quality Spider-Man movie. And Spider-Man movies always do well. I mean, regardless. If you look at the numbers, the track rate, they always do super well. So it really all depends on like what the fans feel about where, the Marvel and the MCU, the canon Avengers journey is at this point, whether it's just like it's still magic there, or it's just like they're just gonna throw stuff at the wall.
I think Doomsday is gonna still make a little bit more. What about you, Dave? You think? I think Dave froze for a second too. I don't know maybe why. I can't hear Dave. Right. Dave might have froze too. I can't hear him. But I do think Avengers Doomsday. Oh, and now Rob. Okay, Rob. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I didn't know. So right now we got. Can you hear me, Dave? No, Dave's from.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
There we go. There he is.
There we go.
If I freeze, I can still hear you guys totally fine.
Oh, okay.
I can hear everything that's going on. Avengers, you would assume is the moneymaker, just because it's an Avengers film. Now, also, I feel like we've had these dates of Avengers movies going back to Comic-Cons like 10 years ago. So I feel like they're like, well, I guess we got to do it, because that's kind of what it feels like. Spider-Man, you have that universal appeal of just like Spider-Man's super popular. So maybe you'll just go see it because like it's Spider-Man, just kind of like Spider-Verse, right?
Right.
So to Rob's point about Dr. Doom, like we don't really know anything about him, and I don't care how much exposition they give us in the film. It's still not the same as having Thanos in every post-credit scene, and then giving him a big chunk of like energy in Guardians. I think they subvert that because it's Downey going to be a variant of Stark, so we already have an idea of what he's capable of and his personality. So I think that's kind of how they get around what he's like, how bad of a guy he can really be.
Mm-hmm.
How does it land? I don't know.
Yeah, I did hear that they made apparently like 20 or 30 movie trailers for Avengers, and they're trying to figure out which one to put out, I guess. And apparently Thor is supposed to be King Rune or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Rune Thor. So I don't know. He's supposed to be like the big one, big baddie, whatever. So, but that's what I heard. But who knows? All right, man. Next question here we got is Marie P from Emerson, New Jersey says, "Hey, team supporter here. If you could star in any movie, what would it be? I assume Dave would be in Ghostbusters."
Probably. Why not? I could
Yeah.
play. I see how much fun Paul Rudd and Kumail Nanjiani had in the last one because they were such fans of it growing up. So why not? Give me as long as I'm able to steal something from the set and bring it home.
Yeah.
Like a suit, hat, car, whatever. Jar slime, I don't care.
Star Wars movie for me, maybe Empire Strikes Back or something. I don't know. I'd like to be one of those.
Yeah.
Star Wars
I
movies.
could be a variant of Spider-Man. I could do that.
Okay, there you go. Henry H from Pearl River, New York says, movie team, do you believe stuntmen should get an award at the Oscars or acknowledge?
Oh God.
100%.
Oh yeah.
100%. Okay, I agree too. I think they
It's-
should too.
Because some of the action movies that do, like, I was watching. I finally got a chance to watch the movies that made us on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I watched Ghostbusters and Die Hard back to back. What?
Yeah.
But it's like also so many of these fantastic movies that we love and are classics, and it's like you always talk about the director, like John McTiernan directed Predator and Die Hard, but like who wrote them? You know, like sometimes I think directors get too much credit, like they get what they deserve, but sometimes it's like, oh, this guy directed this, right? Who wrote it? Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with a substandard script? So I think excellent stunt work is just as important as a well-written story, solid special effects, and good direction. Like it all adds to everything. If you can nominate a score or like best song, why aren't we doing stuntmen?
Yep.
I mean, there's two things to add just to this really quick because with stuntmen, first of all, stunt people, I should say, they literally are risking their health, their physical well-being to land these stunts for our entertainment. So don't always remember that. And second, there's just nothing like great stunt work. You could CGI anything nowadays, but it's never going to look like an actual stunt being pulled off. And when you see it, you know it. It's one of those things where it's just like, you don't need any context for it. Someone really did some real death-defying stuff to make that scene work. And stuntmen some people they don't get enough credit, in my opinion.
100%.
The best part of episode one
All right,
was where
next
you
one.
are.
Yeah. Next one. I think we got something similar to this once before, but Joe T from Harris Straw, New York said, screenwriter Rob, how do you handle rejections? I'm trying, but it's tough.
Nobody likes rejection. I mean, look, even now, it's like it never feels good. But it's one of those things where it's like the best way to describe it, because I used to work at gyms and people used to say, learn to love leg day. It's the same thing. Learn to love rejections because what happens with rejection, the way you got to look at it is the no that you get today gets you one step closer to the yes that you're going to get tomorrow. That's the best way to think about it that way. If a no happens, and whether you're going to be bummed out, no matter what, but just keep in mind, like, you know what, this opportunity was not for you. Okay, your opportunity is coming. The one that fits best for you is coming. Why would you accept anything else that gets in the way of that? So look at rejection that way.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up here with our trivia section here. So let's go. All right, Dave, I'm going to start with you. Which 1984 movie popularized the song Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds?
At Breakfast Club.
Very good. Very good. All right. Rob, in 1986, Stand By Me. What did the boys set out to find?
The body. The dead kid.
Very good. Very good.
See a dead body?
All right. All right. I'm going to go to Dave on this one. Who directed Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, God. Oh. I'll say, I don't know why I'm saying Richard Lester, but I don't think that's right.
Nope. Rob?
Oh, it's definitely not George Lucas.
No. George
Who?
Lucas.
who- Ah, crap. Who the hell?
I thought you guys would get this. I thought it was a pretty easy one. I was like,
All right, all right.
how many you?
Rebel
That's
Alliance,
what I'm doing.
relax.
What do you guys think? No?
Irvin Kershner.
Irvin Kershner. Yes, that's who it is.
There we go. There you go.
All right, Rob. Let's see if you got this one. Who was originally cast as Marty McFly?
Oh, Eric Stoltz.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
You guys see like the footage they shot with him?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's creepy. It's creepy actually.
He's like not good. It's just he wasn't right for the part.
Mhm.
He never understood the character.
No, he didn't. All right, Dave. In what city is Axel F a cop in?
Detroit.
Detroit. That's correct. All right, Rob. You ready?
All right.
In the never-ending story, who was the young warrior tasked to save Fantasia? What was his name?
Young warrior. That would be a Atreyu.
Very good.
Name was.
Atreyu. All right. This one's okay. Let's see. Dave, in the movie War Games, what is the name of the computer?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's what about you, Rob? You remember?
No, but I'm not going to sleep tonight not knowing that one.
It's Whopper, War Operated Plan Response. Whopper.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Definitely when I got that.
This one was a tough one. I didn't know this, and a lot of people don't know this. Is so let's see, Rob. What is Mr. Miyagi's first name?
Oh my God.
Is it Mister?
something random like Richard.
And it's not Richard. Richard because I'll give it to you. I don't know. Kazuki. Kazuki. And they actually first time was brought out was in Cobra Kai.
I was gonna say it probably was in Cobra Kai, and then
Okay.
had to be mentioned again, most likely in Legends.
Yeah, that's when they brought that out. Yep. Let's see. All right, Dave. What movie is this famous line from? I'm Indio Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Princess Bride.
Yeah. Chef's kiss.
All right. Rob, who directed The Dark Crystal?
Jim Henson.
That is correct. Jim Henson, correct. Very good. All right. Let's see. We got two more I got here. Ready? All right, Dave. What movie is famous for Tom Cruise sliding across the floor singing old time rock and roll?
Risky Business.
That's easy. All right, and this is the final one. All right, ready, Rob? In 3 O'Clock High, what causes Jerry Mitchell and Buddy Revell to fight? What's the reason why they fight?
Holy crap.
At 3 o'clock, obviously. You remember that movie?
Vaguely. Oh my God. No, I'm not even gonna pretend.
All right, it was because he touched Buddy Revell on the shoulder. That's why.
I was going to say because they fought at 301.
Yep. So that was it, guys. Another great week. I appreciate it, guys. We will talk to you next week.
Yep.
All right. See you guys next week. Have a good one.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Bodybuilder coding. Years on the